Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are simply here going over a quick tip about loadouts coming from the Season 2 update to Warzone. Now, this also applies to multiplayer, but with Warzone having more damage, it's more relevant. And this might be one of my favorite parts to the start of Season 2, the update to the gunsmith. Now, obviously, there's flaws to this with inaccurate stats or simply just missing stats, but one of the things that drove me crazy was trying to view the stats while deciding what attachment you wanted to put on the gun. So I hid myself for this, but the first thing we noticed is there's a lot more stats to look at, and they even got rid of some, so there's even more than you probably think. Now before, what you had to do is pull up the stats before you clicked on a certain attachment type and then go into the attachments and then select it from there, but then you didn't know what the attachment was actually doing besides what you could possibly see, even though some things were missing. So just using the barrels as an example, I can go into it and I can see what the pros actually are. If I want to know how much damage range the long barrel is actually giving me, then I simply click on the stat button and it will pop up to show how much more damage range it has. And just like bolt velocity, if I want to know how much bolt velocity the gain twist barrel has, I simply click on the stat button and it pops up 40%. And on top of that, you can now compare stats while you already have one attachment on. So right now I got the gain twist barrel on. If I look at it and I scroll down to the long barrel, it goes down 29% for the bolt velocity. If I go to the reinforced barrel, it's only down 14%, so you get an accurate comparison while you have them attached, so you're not having to do all the math yourself. And the final thing here, mainly because I think it's actually really important, since we got a buff to things like ADS time after jumping and sliding and sprint to fire speed after jumping, sliding, and diving, and all of that stuff, it actually shows those stats now. So the main attachment that does this is the rear grip. And if you see, as I scroll through these rear grips, the benefits are absolutely insane on how much it's actually improving sprint to fire and aim down sight speed based on what you're actually doing. And if you just look at all of that green that is changing, so some people might have been using the ergonomic grip, but then they realize, well, that doesn't really help ADS as much as I thought it does. Some people might want to max out on the sprint to fire when diving and sliding, so they might go to the CQB grip and stuff like that. It gives you more detail to kind of fit it to your playstyle needs. But hey, I think this is a huge W for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Warzone, but you gotta let me know what you think in the comments. Are the stats good, or do you not care?